Alrighty then, hey, we're out on a family outing today, something a little different. Right now we're in Lake County near Hobart, Indiana. It's a little township called Ainsworth, and this property you're looking at, that's, oh, by the way, that's my grandson Tristan looking around there. Wave. Say hi.
Hello.
Alright. And this property here was once owned by a gangster from Chicago. I believe his name was Michael Carrozzo. If I'm mispronouncing that, I'll look it up and put the correct spelling on for you. But last I heard, this was once the Midwest Supervisors Club. Now, Big Mike, this was not his house. I think his house is missing from this property. He owned hundreds of acres here. That's his barn right there. And he was a labor union, the head of the labor union in Chicago. He got his start with Big Jim Colosimo in Chicago way back in the early 1900s, and Johnny Torrio and all the Chicago mob, but he was a union leader. Now, there was also always a myth or always a story that this property was owned by Al Capone. My stepdad, Glenn Griffith, lived nearby, and he always told me this was Al Capone's house. And it's funny how things just get started like that. He did tell me once. My stepdad was he trained horses, and when he was younger, he rode in the rodeos, and he owned horses. He had 5 acres here in Hobart. And at one time in the younger days, he was invited over here to take a look at these horses and see how the barn was built. And he said it was a beautiful place. And he also told me that they used to hold big dances here on the weekends. And if you look down the road here, you can't see it from here, but there's actually a walkway that's built across the ravine down there. All right, we're going to make our next stop and see what we can find. All right, the next stop is Michael Jackson's house in Gary, Indiana. There's my grandson Tristan checking her out. Wave. All right, this is where Michael Jackson grew up, right here. Coincidentally, it's on 23rd and Jackson Street. Well, Tristan, what do you think about that?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You know the story, don't you? Yeah.
On rampage and murdered 8 women. The 9th one escaped and successfully identified Richard Speck to be the murderer of her parents.
Yes, that's true. There's my grandson Tristan again, and in the background, this is the last trip of our road, or last stop of our road trip right there. That's the house Al Capone used to live at. I should say that's the Capone house. And the more I research about the Capones, the less I'm going to refer ever to him as a gangster or someone that he was an ambitious entrepreneur. I'm going to say that. I don't know what he was up to. I don't know him personally. All I did was read what the news media reported, and I'll leave it at that. But anyway, that's where the Capones lived. His family lived there, and we're in Chicago, Illinois, and that's the last stop of our road trip before we go home. All right. Hey, thanks for watching this. You got anything to say?
Subscribe if you aren't.
Yeah, he came along too. Look at him. He loves these road trips.